one of the archaeologists accidentally stepped on a trap, and it triggered a deadly poison gas system. Anyone who inhaled it would die within 2 minutes, and the toxic mist left them with no way out. The only option was to enter the ancient tomb. Records said that if they could find the black stone door in the main chamber and open it, they would discover a passage leading outside. But Tony desperately tried to stop them, because he knew behind that black stone door was a giant serpent. He knew this because he had lived this moment once before. In his past life they had opened that same door to escape the poison, and every single one of them was slaughtered by the serpent. But Professor Lewis refused to believe him. He had studied this tomb for decades, and had never seen any record of a giant serpent. The rest of the team trusted the professor. After all, Tony was just a poor farmer's son, unqualified to make decisions for them. Even his wife sided with the professor, forgetting that she owed her education to Tony, who had given up his own chance for school. The poison mist was spreading fast. It would fill the entire chamber in half an hour. They needed to find the black stone door within that time. No matter how Tony begged them, they all rushed inside. To prevent them from choosing the wrong door, Tony followed after them. Soon they reached an underground pool. The professor measured and found it was less than a meter deep. He said they could just wade across to save time. Tony shouted for them to stop. In his past life, 2 teammates had been killed here by piranhas, but when they shone torches into the water, they saw nothing unusual. Tony urged them to use an inflatable raft instead. The professor laughed at the idea. He insisted there could never be piranhas in a tomb. Even Tony's wife scolded him for trying to take charge. And just as the team was about to step in, dozens of piranhas erupted from the water. They attacked viciously. Everyone scrambled back, but one teammate was still bitten on the arm. Instead of thanking Tony, they cursed him as a jinx. Even his wife told him to apologize to the professor for upsetting him. After barely crossing the river, they finally reached the main chamber. Tony immediately sensed something wrong. The light was blocked by something moving above. He remembered this tomb had 2 levels, and the serpent lurked on the upper floor. The black door connected the 2 levels. It was the serpent's exit. This time he swore to make them open the right door. Soon they discovered the black stone door. Everyone grew excited, believing treasure lay just beyond it. They dreamed of glory and wealth, and refused to listen to Tony. He suggested gathering sulfur to repel the serpent, but they mocked him as insane. Only the injured teammate began to believe him, and agreed to help collect sulfur. The others impatiently pushed toward the black door. When Tony returned, he begged them to rub sulfur on their skin, but they shoved him away in disgust. By then the serpent had already noticed them. The professor urged everyone to push the door. Tony warned that opening it would enrage the serpent, but the professor sneered. He insisted the so-called eggs were only fossils. To prove it, he kicked one open, and immediately the serpent above began to stir. Near the broken egg he found a priceless relic, convinced even more that treasure lay inside. But the serpent was enraged. The tomb shook violently. The professor claimed it was only a tremor from shifting ground. Meanwhile, Tony struggled to force open the white door, but with only one injured teammate he was too weak. The professor riled the team into pushing the black door together. As the poison mist crept closer, they ignored Tony and shoved with all their strength. Treasure glimmered through the crack, blinding their judgment. They all rushed inside. Tony was dragged in with them. The chamber was piled with gold and jewels. Their eyes burned with greed. They thought they had finally found fortune. But then a man noticed mud seeping onto his clothes. At first he thought water was leaking in,